What if I told you that the reason you're struggling, procrastinating, and feeling stuck isn't because of bad luck, lack of motivation, or even talent? It's because of these 5 hidden habits that are quietly stealing your energy, confidence, and potential. Most people don't even realize they have them. They think it's just the way life is. But let me be clear, if you don't eliminate these habits now, they will keep you weak, stuck, and frustrated. And number 5 is the most dangerous of them all, because it feels productive, but it's actually destroying your future. Stick with me till the end, and let's fix this. Why most people stay weak is because they're waiting for motivation. Here's a harsh truth. Motivation is a lie. It's a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. Think about it. Do you feel like brushing your teeth every morning? No, but you do it anyway. Bon. Weak people wait for motivation. Strong people take action regardless of how they feel. Tired? Do it anyway. Not in the mood? Do it anyway. Don't feel ready? Nobody ever does. Imagine if toddlers waited until they felt like it before learning to walk. We'd have a world full of adults crawling around. Success isn't about feeling motivated. It's about discipline. And speaking of discipline, let's talk about the habit that destroys it the fastest. Every time you choose short-term pleasure over long-term success, you weaken your mind. Scrolling instead of working. Sleeping in instead of getting up. Eating junk instead of fueling your body. It feels harmless in the moment, but over time it trains your brain to seek comfort over progress. Here's the scary part. The more you give in, the weaker your willpower becomes. It's like a muscle. Stop using it, and it shrinks. When you consistently choose immediate rewards over delayed gratification, you're reinforcing neural pathways that make it harder to resist temptation in the future. This habit is particularly dangerous because it often disguises itself as self-care or deserved breaks. But there's a significant difference between genuine self-care and escapism. True self-care rejuvenates you and prepares you for challenges ahead. Instant gratification merely helps you avoid them. But even if you fix this, there's another habit that's even more dangerous, because it disguises itself as thoughtfulness and preparation. Overthinking is a silent killer. It paralyzes you with endless what-ifs. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if it's not perfect? Guess what? You will fail, people will judge, and nothing will ever be perfect. Do it anyway. Weak people wait until they have all the answers. Strong people start with what they have. Imagine if your phone refused to turn on until it had 100% battery. You'd never use it. Stop being like your phone. Overthinking creates an illusion of progress. You feel like you're being productive by considering all angles. But in reality, you're just spinning your wheels. The mind loves to create elaborate scenarios about potential outcomes, most of which never materialize. This mental habit drains your energy and confidence while producing nothing of value. Research shows that overthinking activates the same brain regions as physical pain. You're literally hurting yourself by dwelling on problems rather than taking action to solve them. The antidote isn't to stop thinking altogether, but to set time limits on your decision-making process and then commit to action, regardless of lingering doubts. Weak people have a reason for everything. I don't have time. You have time for Netflix. I'm just not good at it. You aren't good at walking once either. I'll start next week. No, you won't. Every time you justify inaction, you reinforce powerlessness. Strong people take ownership. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you take control. Excuses are stories we tell ourselves to avoid discomfort, but growth only happens outside your comfort zone. What makes this habit particularly insidious is how reasonable our excuses often sound. We're masters at convincing ourselves that our situation is unique, or that external circumstances are to blame. But this mindset keeps us in a perpetual state of victimhood, where we feel helpless to change our circumstances. The truth is that successful people face the same obstacles as everyone else. They just refuse to be defined by them. They acknowledge challenges but focus on solutions rather than problems. They ask, "How can I?" instead of stating, "I can't." But even if you fix this, there's still one habit that can completely wreck your future. And most people don't even realize they're doing it. Watching videos, reading self-improvement books, listening to podcasts. It feels productive, but if all you do is consume without action, you're just fooling yourself. Strong people use what they learn. Weak people just collect information. For every hour you spend learning, spend 2 hours doing. Otherwise, you're just a spectator in your own life. Imagine if athletes only watched training videos but never actually practiced. That's what you're doing. This habit is particularly dangerous because it gives you the illusion of progress. You feel good about yourself for learning new concepts or strategies, but knowledge without implementation is merely entertainment. Your brain gets a dopamine hit from acquiring information, making you feel accomplished without having accomplished anything tangible. In today's information-rich world, this trap is easier than ever to fall into. We have unlimited access to courses, videos, articles, and podcasts, all promising to transform our lives. But transformation doesn't come from consumption. It comes from creation and application. The most successful people in any field aren't those who know the most. They're those who apply what they know most consistently. They understand that imperfect action trumps perfect knowledge every time. Now that you understand these 5 habits that keep people weak, let's talk about how to break free from them. The first step is awareness, recognizing these patterns in your own life. The second step is replacing them with empowering alternatives. Instead of waiting for motivation, create systems that make action inevitable. Set up your environment for success. Put your workout clothes next to your bed. Delete social media apps from your phone. Prepare healthy meals in advance. Make the right choice the easy choice. To combat instant gratification, practice delayed gratification in small ways daily. Start with minor challenges, like waiting an extra hour before checking social media or saving a portion of your paycheck before spending any. These small wins build the mental muscle needed for bigger challenges. For overthinking, implement the 5-minute rule. If something takes less than 5 minutes to do it immediately rather than thinking about it. For bigger decisions, set a deadline for when you'll stop deliberating and take action, regardless of lingering doubts. To eliminate excuses, practice radical responsibility. Stop blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck for your situation. Ask yourself, what can I do with what I have right now? There's always something within your control, no matter how small. Finally, to balance consumption with creation, adopt the 1-to-2 ratio mentioned earlier. For every hour of learning, spend 2 hours implementing. Start a creation habit. Whether it's writing, building, teaching, or applying what you've learned in some tangible way. What makes these habits so dangerous is their subtlety. They don't destroy your life overnight. They erode it slowly, day by day, choice by choice. But the good news is that the same principle works in reverse. Small positive changes, consistently applied, create massive results over time. Think about it. If you improve just 1% each day, after a year, you'll be 37 times better, not just 365% better, thanks to compound growth. That's the power of habits. They compound, for better or worse. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They're the ones who have eliminated these energy-draining habits and replaced them with empowering ones. They understand that excellence isn't an act, but a habit. Something you practice daily, not occasionally when you feel like it. Now you know the 5 habits that keep people weak. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Most people will nod, agree, and change nothing. But winners take action. Start by identifying which of these habits is most holding you back right now. Focus on that one first. Trying to change everything at once is a recipe for failure. Create a specific plan for how you'll replace it with a more empowering alternative. Remember that change is uncomfortable at first. Your brain will resist. It will try to pull you back to familiar patterns. But push through that initial discomfort, and soon the new habit will become as automatic as the old one was. Your future is built by what you do now, not by what you plan to do someday. So stop waiting, start moving. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel for more content that will help you break free from limiting habits and reach your full potential. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes the right message at the right time can change everything. Together we can build stronger minds and better lives.